Now, one of the job seekers bussed into London to help oversee the Jubilee River Pageant has said tonight he felt used and abused. He and 30 other stewards weren't paid and it's claimed were abandoned in the early hours under London Bridge without food, water or toilets. The company, which supplied the workers as part of a government programme, admits there was what it calls a logistical error. Well, tonight there are calls for an inquiry, as our social affairs editor Jackie Long reports.
Playing a part in a piece of history, the weekend's river pageant was one of the highlights of the Jubilee. Hundreds of people were drafted in as stewards to help the whole thing run smoothly. One group of job seekers were bussed up all the way from the southwest for work experience. Well, it was an experience all right, just not the one they'd expected. While London basked in the glory of the Jubilee, the claim is that unemployed people were being exploited in the grubbiest of ways. The unpaid stewards say they were abandoned here under London Bridge in the early hours of the morning, effectively told to sleep rough in the most appalling conditions. It was a logistical error, according to the company, but others have been less forgiving. This was the scene in the early hours of Sunday morning. One of the job seekers who was there, who didn't want to be identified, told his story.
It was ridiculous. It was cold, it was wet. You couldn't sleep anyway because there was a load of people there. There was about 160 people there. I think we were used. I think we were abused as well in that way, in all fairness. You know, you can't expect someone to go away and have no wash facilities and no toilets.
For 14 hours, the group of around 30 unemployed people then lined the banks of the Thames, working for free for the security company Close Protection UK. It, of course, was paid to marshal the event. Today, the company admitted it had made mistakes.
No, it doesn't look good, and it wasn't good. We take full responsibility for the fact that this occurred, and hopefully we feel we've learnt from this experience for future events that we are involved with.
And the company's hoping to be very involved with the Olympics. Downing Street said today it's satisfied the incident was a one-off. Others will need much more convincing.
Well, because these youngsters were put under a bridge when it's pouring down with rain, they're employed by a company, not given any wages, not looked as a duty care and just dumped there. That is totally unacceptable. And what I worry about is this cheap labour is now being used to undermine the whole process of work labour at these sites.
But not everyone who spent the night underneath the arches was complaining. One of the unpaid stewards, hoping to gain his security guard stripes, thought it was invaluable experience.
I used to play rugby, so I've been in a lot of situations where it's been muddy, cold, raining. It's not something, you can't expect to go there and hope to eat candy floss all day and have fun. We're here to work and put our skills to use.
The view from the top deck, clearly very different to how some of the stewards experienced the weekend's events. For them, the Diamond Jubilee, a less than glittering affair.